Continuing this fascinating conversation with Ishmael Khaldi, policy advisor to the Foreign Minister of Israel, also author of a recently published book, A Shepherd's Journey. I should mention this is available on Amazon.com.
Or my website.
Or the website that we put up at the end of the segment. There are some Israelis, though, that simply do not believe in the good faith of their neighbors, and they believe that everyone's out to destroy Israel, and therefore Israel should not give up an inch of land or make any peace offerings because, bottom line, their neighbors bear them ill will. What would you say to those?
Art, Israel is a democracy. It has a government that democratically was elected. The Israeli government know how to decide and what kind of, to decide, the best, make the best decisions for Israel's future, Israel's security, and Israel's prosperity. It's natural, again, to have different views in the Israeli society against and supporting the talks and peace negotiation with the Palestinians, with our neighbors, with Syria, with Lebanon, with Jordan and Egypt. We have peace. We have embassies in both countries, in Amman and in Cairo. We hope that we will have more relations with other Arab countries.
Let me mention Iran, which you did not mention. It's no secret that many feel Iran is working on creating a nuclear military capability. That would be an existential threat to Israel. And what is the Israeli view of Iran going nuclear?
Until 1978, Israel had relations with Iran. We had an embassy in Tehran. We had no problem with the Iranian people. The problem with the regime. The regime is calling for acquiring a nuclear power. We know that Iran have enough oil reserves, enough natural gas for power use that can be enough for them maybe for 400 years. So the urgency of having nuclear ability is very dangerous, not only for Israel, but for the existence of the Middle East. And
Israel is a very small country, and some observers feel, and I'm somewhat empathetic to this view, that Israel simply cannot and will not permit Iran to develop a nuclear bomb. It would be an existential threat to the state of Israel and to others.
Again, we know that the Iranian regime since August 2005 is calling to wipe Israel off the map, that Israel is the cancer in the Middle East. Ahmadinejad, the president of Iran, is denying even the Holocaust. For him, there was no Holocaust. That is something that humanity cannot and should not tolerate. Iran is not only Israel's problem, it's the problem of the entire Middle East. Israel knows how to protect its citizens. Israel knows how to provide security in order to build a better future. Our support, suppose that, Iran have nuclear ability and the worst happened and they decide to wipe Israel off the map. I'm telling you that not only there won't be Israel, that there won't be a Middle East. If that's, in Hebrew they say the tohu vavoh that we want to see, absolutely not. There are many ways how to reach agreements with Iran, and instead of investing in nuclear destructive capability, to invest in educational institutions, in health institutions, and the young generation in Iran is looking on that direction.
And they were very upset at the election, the recent election, and were bravely protesting in the streets against the miscounting of the votes. But I was interested in reading just recently that even Saudi Arabia, and maybe I shouldn't be surprised, is concerned about Iran going nuclear, and has granted Israel certain privileges as far as flyovers with regard to containing Iran.
I heard that in the news, exactly like you heard about it. I can tell you that Saudi Arabia is not in love with Iran. not only Saudi Arabia, but the countries, first of all and above all, the countries in the region, from Iraq to the Gulf states and other countries, are nervous about Iran going nuclear.
Do you have any opinion on the wisdom of our invasion of Iraq?
That's an American matter. I can't say much about that.
Okay. Getting back to your Bedouin roots of staying focused, what is it that Israel most has to focus on?
Education, health, and employment. Those are issues, burning issues really on our country, inside Israel, that the government have to focus on more.
And what is the current economic conditions in Israel? We're suffering from our meltdown here in America, what we're going through. How are conditions in Israel today?
You know, Israel is a part of the world economy also. We are affected with, we are influenced by it, but the Israeli economy is steady, is strong enough. Last April, Israel joined the OECD, that's a world respected forum for developed countries, and that's a certificate of honor for the achievement of the Israeli economy.
Very good. We'll be back with the remaining portions of our show. Stay tuned.
Welcome to McKenna's on the Bay, where fine dining is complemented with a breathtaking view. McKenna's is a restaurant of incredible ambiance, providing service and cuisine with style, class, and romance. The menu offers a variety of appetizers, serious seafood, prime steaks, an oyster bar, and specialty entrees for either lunch or dinner. McKenna's on the Bay features patio dining, nightly entertainment, and 2 banquet facilities. No matter what your occasion, McKenna's on the Bay is like being on vacation. Join us today at McKenna's on the Bay.
Take care of those who are closest to you, from our family to yours. McCarty's Jewelry, since 1932.
Welcome to Rib Company TV. We've just witnessed a wild game. Let's go to the post-game news conference.
Coach Weathers, what was the call when the pig ate the ball?
It was unbelievable. I think he ended up calling a inside the park home run. Next question.
Your pitcher was accused of having a foreign substance on the ball. Can you elaborate on that?
It was the Rib Company barbecue sauce. Those pitches were sweet.
What a wild game. But if you want a great game plan, go to a Rib Company near you.
Sir, I'm sure you would encourage Americans to visit Israel. It's safe, and I know from being there it's a beautiful country.
It's beautiful. It's a multicultural country, multilingual country. Shares so many things with America. And yes, come and visit and see. It's far much more beautiful than what people see on TV.
It reminds me a bit of California, that you have desert, you have ocean, you have mountains. It's quite beautiful.
Beautiful.
And history.
Come and see. And I, offering my Bedouin hospitality, which is the best known part of our culture.
Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us on Straight Talk.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for watching. This is the last show of our 16th season. Will be on repeat in August, so-called Best of Straight Talk. And we'll be coming back with new shows after Labor Day. Remember to think ethics. For Art Levine and all of our crew, thank you for watching. See you next month.
Straight Talk has been brought to you by Southern California Edison, the Press Telegram, and Long Beach Magazine. And remember, Straight Talk is viewable worldwide 24/7 at straighttalktv.com.